Greetings, citizens from around the world. We are anonymous. Israel's ignorant, illegal, and asinine attacks on Gaza give no justification to the terms of security, politics, retribution, morality, or defense. We are not aligning ourselves with Israel, nor with Hamas. Yet, we are here to question the common man. What would you do if your country was overrun, demolished, and occupied by a people's religious ideology and views, in which they believe they are the superior human being? How could you live your life knowing that you killed in the name of your God, who promotes peace and unity? History has taught us that such evil is not worth talking to diplomatically. In the end of such horrific genocide, will Israel see the deaths of infants, elders, women, and the disabled as an accomplished victory? Unlike Syria or Iraq, the residents of Gaza have nowhere to go. As we've mentioned before, this is an all-out attack against the ideology of Zionism, which sides with white supremacy and Nazism. Jews and Muslims refuse to be enemies. Israel's warning against Gazans remain open, but the missing piece is where to go. Nowhere in Gaza is safe from Israeli bombardment. Many Gazans do not have time to mourn for someone. Gazans die each hour, each day. The most moral army in the world have no emotion towards Gazans, and the press who are reporting the truth. Children are led to believe that hospitals, in where their floors are flooding with blood, and schools, which is riddled with holes and shrapnel, are a safe haven from Israeli fire. Even then, they cannot escape from Israel's wrath. Families have to decide whether to split themselves from each other to survive, or stay united, and risk death together. The UN has given the coordinates of their refugee camps countless times to the IDF, yet the IDF, with no evidence, still goes ahead and bombs UN refugee camps, schools and other civilian locations after getting coordinates not to attack. In the end, no weapons were discovered, and no one connected to Hamas was found. The United States government condemns such attacks, yet they foolishly and cowardly send more ammunition to Israel. The United States government are not just staying silent on the genocide that is occurring, but defending, paying, and supporting it with your money and your ignorance. Hospitals are filled with patients every second. Morgues have filled up, and they are being forced to place bodies on the floor, stacked over one another. To this second, there is still no evidence that Hamas uses humans as shields. The term human shields is a sick justification for Israel to bomb anywhere, at any given time, without any evidence or investigation. Yet there has been proof that Israel has used Gazans as human shields. Tunnels are being used by Gazans to protect themselves from Israeli fire, yet the media uses the term terror tunnels as a pretext for mass slaughter. The US media accepts it and promotes it. Such malicious attacks, in the name of terror. Over these 2 weeks the IDF have been exposed for lying to the world, using fabricated images in order to justify their attacks. This is a battle between the occupier and the occupied. It will last for eternity unless we as humans act upon such hideous crimes. Today we stand in universal shame. Needless to say, if the number of displaced keeps rising, Israel will be forced to give Gazans own aid and comfort. As we've seen with Rafah, Israel, overall, has violated ceasefires countless times. Their thirst for blood is growing vile. Humanity itself has not failed. Protests from all over the world have sparked in solidarity with Gaza. The biggest riot the West Bank has seen is taking place. It is only those in seats of power that have failed, and Israel, whom many consider the only democracy in the Middle East, has prosecuted many Jews going against their offensive operation. Many countries, such as Bolivia, Peru, Chile, and others, have named Israel a terror state, and has shut down all trade envoys with them. Other countries should follow, and harm Israel where it hurts their profits. The number of Hamas members killed have been minimal. The overall count are civilians. The majority are children and women. This must stop. Israel has defied and violating many international laws, and their rampage has surpassed that of Operation Cast Lead. Hamas pose no threat to Israel's elite military. Their pre-owned rockets and their petty strategies to protect Gazans have failed. We are also aware that the Israeli government has paid many people within social networks to spread pro-Israeli propaganda. We ask the public to ignore it. and to focus the fight to free Palestine. The largest open-air prison in the world is slowly consuming Gaza, pushing it to the sea, all while Israelis see the fire growing in Gaza as they sit idly in peace. Such event will not be forgotten, and we can place a stop to it, no matter who says it. What Israel is doing is not self-defense. Call it what you wish, but it is not self-defense. The Israeli massacre in Shijai proves such theory. Operation Save Gaza is still continuing, and is growing successfully by the days. Yet no matter how much we try, or how much we give, we do so little compared to those that are taking to the streets, and informing others of Israel's crimes against mankind. We have listened to the public, and we are firmly asking the citizens, from every location of this earth, to boycott Israeli products, to take to the streets, and inform people of the atrocities being committed. No matter how dark it may seem, or how alone you may be, always remember that there are endless warriors that are operating tirelessly around the clock to stand with you, to aid you, to both fight and protect you from these unjustified acts. We are anonymous. We are legion. We will never forgive. We will never forget.